Hello, everyone. Welcome. Kind of like this too. It's just like called "Feeding the Ducks." That's my theme song, "Feeding the Ducks." So, welcome everybody. We're feeding the ducks. Wow, things are just getting weirder and weirder. Maybe I should turn on a light here. I took down my. You can come with me for the walk. Huh. Oh, took down my decorations, except for some lights. I like the lights. I like fairy lights. Um, so I took down most of my decorations. A little corner. Put the light on here. Still got a cold. Um, eating a lot of Halls. Had a huge coughing fit at work. Oh my god! Of course, when a customer comes, that's when I have a huge coughing fit. Could not stop coughing. It was just horrible. Had to go run and buy some Halls. It was just horrible, horrible, horrible. Joys, the joys of being sick and having to work, right? Hmm, truth of it all. So I got to put some lipstick on. They don't look so pasty. There you go. Putting on some lipstick. There, look a little bit brighter. Isn't that beautiful? What lipstick can do? This makes it look so much brighter. Uh, so welcome everybody. Hope everybody had a great Friday the 13th. I wrote a little thing up on my Facebook about Friday the 13th and it being the day of the goddess and the power of the goddess. And so you can go there and read that on my Facebook page. But things are just getting weirder and weirder. Um, Fox News announced yesterday that the CDC is now going to investigate heart-related accidents and how they are correlating with the elixir. So the CDC is going to be looking into that. Another shattered reality for people. The weirdness of Lisa Marie's um, death, and the family claim and everybody claims she was not elixir, but has to do with inbreeding, going back to Elvis Presley's on his mother's side, parents being first cousins and inbreeding. So, and the heart problems that that caused. Another weird shit, eh? Uh, yeah, the housing market seems to be slowly collapsing, and same with vehicles in the car market. So, a lot of crazy things are happening down in Brazil. I mean, they're with people rioting, Peru rioting. So a lot of uprising of energy. Today we have the square with Libra moon squaring the Capricorn sun, and it's getting closer to its conjunction with Pluto. Plus, we have that weird ass comet that just showed up, and that comet, comet C 2022, I believe it's called. And if you go and you look into the northern hemisphere and about 37 degrees up, it is in the area of, it's called the King of the North. So um, that's the English version. I cannot remember the actual name, but the King of the North. And when comets come through, especially, what they're known for, and this one's going on sort of the similar route of the one in 1811, is the toppling of kings and what that means. And I was watching a show and they're talking about the coronation of King Charles. that's coming up, and with that coronation, that obstacles may be happening according to the astrological chart for that coronation. So that will be very interesting to see what kind of obstacles will come and stop. I still have a feeling, my gut feeling is that I feel like he's still going to become king, but there could be something weird that changes the date or changes where the coronation or something. So, so there's something there, according to astrology, that looks like it's going to stop or hinder the coronation. And we just heard that Putin, lovely little Mr. Russian man, has brought his top general, one of his top generals, to fight the war in Ukraine and to be in charge of the war of Ukraine. So that's very interesting. Or should I say the war of Biden? No, Ukraine, right. Um, and as I've been looking into, a few things of this correlation of the of 1811 one, and um, how it had to do with a lot of different wars, that came into and the timelines of all these different wars that are coming in at once, and how each of these countries at the time with these invasions all surrounded Russia and trying to do an invasion in Russia or try to topple Russia at the time. And they seem to all try to do it in wintertime, which throughout history, Russia's never lost a war, and especially in wintertime. So Napoleon, Hitler, those are just a few of the two top dudes who try to do it. And this comet that's coming through has a lot of correlations to Napoleon and the war. So we're seeing sort of these invasions that are happening or that are unfolding and how they are beginning to unfold. I got this little bug that keeps driving at me. I don't even know where the hell it came from. And as we are watching everything unveil, I feel like this comet, it's not gonna be as bright as the one in 1811, they could really see it. This one is kind of faint and it's green. It comets are since the ancient times, are omens. They're foretellers of things that are coming forth, and its tail is always to the sun. So the tail is coming from the sun, and when we look into the helio where that is, that means that the tail is at Capricorn, Aquarius, energy. I know I'm waving my hand as if there's a chart or something over here that you can see. Um, and usually the south is bringing up negativity. So the south rises up, the south of negativity, to the north, the height of things. Um, so we have this energy that's coming in, that's rising up, that is beginning to open up and start to exploit things. And I think a lot more is going to come forward with this all. And I mean, it's not only what we're seeing in South America, also the weirdness 12 years ago, from when Hiroshima, Fukushima, Fukushima, and the earthquake. Now, all of that toxic water that they've been utilizing to cool the um the radiation and everything there to cool it. Now they are going to, like, what is it, 12,000 tons of radioactive water into the ocean, and they're gonna be releasing that this year. And they're saying that, it's very, very low, low, low levels of radiation and nothing to really worry about. I guess we'll all we'll see as, as a 20-eyed, googly-eyed fish comes out of the ocean. Um, More weirdness that's happening in the world. AI is becoming big. Have you heard about, and I can't remember. Oh shit, Mary, I should take notes. But I decide just to pop on, and then I forget. But it's where it can write your essays. It can write. You can ask it questions and stuff. I've seen the Canadian prepper use it. It costs $99 for the year. I've seen the Leo King was using it, and a few other people I watch are starting to use it too, or just to play with it. And it's an AI writer, and you can ask it any question, and it can, will answer your questions, right? And it will, if you want to have a subject matter and you want to have information on that subject matter, it'll write it all out for it. It'll get you the information. You don't even have to do the research anymore. Man, I would have loved that in high school. Um, but that's the whole thing is that kids won't have to do research with this. And it's just the tip of the iceberg of the type of AI that's coming through. They've already started to implement microchips into people's brains, um, in what in order to help people with brain damage. So so that's coming out. So all of this, I love that Charlotte says, "Hello, good afternoon, sunshine. I'm coming up with all this information." Like, not really a ray of sunshine, right? Um, but coming out with all of this interesting factors that are um, appearing, and this is like we're only what 14 days into January, so things I think are really beginning to escalate um, quite quickly as we go in to this year. And like right now, like, okay, here's the other weird thing. Early Friday morning, planes in the United States could not take off because Pete Buttigieg was changing the name because he's the head of travel and all this kind of stuff. And they're implementing a new name for to be more woke or whatever it is. And it actually where planes could not take off because of the new program that came, and that hasn't happened since 9/11. That was a weird thing. Um, Canada has issued a travel advisor for popular vacation spots for 2023. So, okay, we're getting into travel. The thing is about travel is going to get harder and harder and harder. That means it's going to become more expensive. There's going to be more delays. There's going to be more bans put up, or it's going to get harder for you to get to the places that you want to go to. So, if you are planning on any trips this year, really do your diligence. Don't let it stop you. If you really feel like you want to go to France or you want to go visit the pagan spots in Portugal or Norway, go for it, right? But do your due diligence. That's the number one thing in anything that you're going to do this year. Um, and go from there. Let's see what other. Yeah, those are the biggest ones. Those are some of the craziest things that I've seen. And things are just going to get even crazier, especially as Pluto goes into Aquarius. And we're going to see more of delays when it comes to flights and travel and communication. Um, as as the Earth is getting, I think somebody said colder, but then here's this is somebody that we really should listen to because he knows a lot. Did I miss him? I think Bill Gates the same, because he knows everything and he is a professional. That the Earth is going to be increasing by 1.5 degrees centigrade. So this is where because weather patterns are becoming very erratic, and we're going to be seeing more erratic weather patterns. I mean, right now it's really beautiful, warm here. Um, everything's melting, which is fine with me. But they're calling for a very, very hot summer. So if you don't have an air conditioning or a swamp cooler, this would be the time to look into a swamp cooler or an air conditioner for the summer because it's supposed to be an exceedingly hot summer this year. And where we're going to be seeing some really crazy heat waves that are going to be coming through this year. So we want to be prepared for this type of weather. And along with that comes the solar flares. Now, that's the other thing, going back to travel. When you're having solar flares, a lot of people don't realize that it can screw up the navigational components on a plane as they are trying to navigate and travel and go to different places. So, those are going to be some of the delays that you are going to be witnessing and stuff. So, and with the solar flares, that means, and as they are becoming even more intense, we will start to see glitches more so in with our computers, with our phones, um, ATMs, banking systems. So this is where, making sure that you're prepared, making sure that you have cash on hand, making sure that you have, you know, even if you're traveling, don't just travel and expect that you have your credit card or your ATM. I mean, we used to use Travelers checks. I know there's this, way back when. I don't know how many you remember Travelers checks, but make sure that you have cash. And if you're going to a foreign country, get your cash before you go there so that, and I know some people say, well, I know a good place. I'm just saying that shit is going to get weird where you think that you could go to this place that you always got cash, and all of a sudden the truck didn't show up with the cash, so you can exchange whatever you want to exchange for that currency. Be prepared. That's the thing. It's like just be one step, two step ahead of things. Um, because how things are radically happening so quickly. And as they're happening very quickly, you got to make sure that you're ready for this. And Pluto and Aquarius, I mean, he's only going to go up to 0 degrees and then he's going to retrograde back. And he's not going to be fully into Aquarius until 2024. But that's going to give us like 0 degrees is where Jupiter and Saturn met. That's that was sort of like the big astrological exchange that was happening, and that's the first time Jupiter, Jupiter and Saturn, trying to say Jupiter and Saturn into one word, so I got Jupiter. Jupiter and Saturn met in an air sign, fully into an air sign. And so air is bringing in new innovative changes. We're into that energy of air. We're coming out of the energy of water, of the Piscean, and we're coming out of that energy into this energy that is electric, that is movement, that wants information, to receive information, make sure that we are discerning with that information that is coming through. So this is why we are going to be witnessing so many things happening so rapidly and so fast. you know, and especially when it comes to AI systems. So the AI systems are coming in, and we are going to be seeing more and more automation. Right now, two more factories or plants or whatever warehouses of Amazon closed down. So that is in each warehouse, I think it was 1,200 people each. So we're looking at 2,400 people just got displaced, laid off. But you're going to see what it happens with Amazon is that, yes, we're laying them off, but they are going to be restructuring their plants, their warehouses for being fully automated. Now, the thing is, being fully automated and everybody thinks, "Oh, yeah, they're so smart, blah blah blah." The they're This is why I say if you got, for your bank account that you get make sure that you get a physical, for your bank account. Um a report from your bank, a physical report sent to your house. It's important for you so you have it and you can check it off. Or even with bills sometimes. I still want a physical receipt. You can email it to me. It could get lost in my email, but I want a physical receipt. That's the thing is that you're going to find that there's going to be so many errors made by these machines. Right now, for me right now, we talked like I pay my monthly thing for my car, right? And we paid it early in December. We made an early payment. We let them know, and somehow they didn't told one person, but their computer system is not relating that early payment to the payment for December, and it's so confusing because they're saying, "Well, the computer generated. They're saying you didn't pay it." "Oh, yeah, we see, we got the payment." We've talked to 5 different people about it already. I've stopped answering the phone. Um, that's the thing. That's why you need sort of your physical receipts because just because an AI system, a computer system says, this is what they said, this is what they are doing, or it says this, doesn't mean it's fact. So have your receipts, have your stuff. So because this is going to be a year that there's going to be some incredible, crazy shit that's going to unfold with people and their banks and bank accounts and how their bank account is set up, or you know I had my money in there for my mortgage payment and whatever it is. You're gonna start seeing some things that the bank's gonna pull off, okay? So just be prepared and make sure if you make a deposit, get the receipt for the deposit. Don't just say, "Oh, yeah, 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 I know it's there." I know I've done that before, but now, any kind of deposit, I'm gonna make sure I have it. Um, looking at Biden's, there's some more weird shit that's gonna hit with Biden, in the next coming months. Just looking at his chart, there's just some things that are gonna be unveiled, and now he's, with the document, more classified documents found in his home. But what I feel is gonna happen is very similar to when Clinton got caught with his pants down in the Oval Office. It's like he's gonna make an apology and say, "Oh, you know what? I am so sorry. I just misplayed this. I am going to step down." This is going to give him a way to save face to step down. Now, I know Kamala Harris, but she's got some I mean, she signed up for this, but who knows? I mean, you haven't seen her for a bit, but she might have been in some kind of training to become president or some kind of bullshit. Something. So, I think that she's gonna come in. I don't like Buttigieg, but there's something to do with him, and he's the only one I think he's the only one that has training for army training or something like that, because no, there hasn't been a president in a long time that has not gone into the army or the navy or something. So, because what is unfolding for the United States is that they're gonna need somebody who's gonna be strong at the helm for what they're stepping into. And the United States right now, with the next, I'm gonna say, couple years, they're gonna be going through some really crazy shit. And, not only a restructuring or something going on with their government, but just, um, karma can be a bitch sometimes, when it comes to some things that uh, countries do, coming back to bite their ass in some way. I mean, I think when we look at Lewinsky and how he is able to go around and he's rallying people from all over the world, like he was on the global awards or whatever. He's going into different countries and he's getting them to give him money, right? And this is where it's not so much taking over a country as it is taking over the minds of people. And I find that's the currency, is taking over the minds of people. If he can get enough people that are behind him, and that's what's happening. I mean, how many people have the flag in their window, or they're wearing the flag, or they have the sticker of the flag, of Ukraine, and getting them to back him and to fight off this evil warlord called Putin. And I'm not a Putin fan. I'm not a Lewinsky fan. I just like these guys all need a good slap in the ass, you know. But this is where I feel like he's being able to penetrate the minds of people, and that's the currency, and get the backing, and get this backing, and that's the other thing. Is like because when we're getting into Aquarius energy is all about community, but it can be good and it can be bad. Where everybody becomes the drones and the AIs and everybody's alike, you can wear a little bit of a different outfit, but not too much, right? Um, Different. And this is where, and especially since we're gonna have a Saturn Neptune energy till 2026. Like Saturn is gonna meet up with Neptune in Pisces, and then it's gonna be conjuncting in 2025 at 0 degrees Aries, which is where when Uranus hit 0 degrees Aries is when Fukushima happened. So we are going to be seeing and witnessing these events. And with Uranus and Saturn, there's also something to do with communist China and the energies of communist China, and how the formation of the CCP, I think that's what it is, um, was formulated. So there's something coming up with Saturn and Neptune with China and the government. So there's something there. There's some kind of change or something also that we're going to be witnessing, which is what happened with Japan, because Japan in World War II had their borders closed, and they were very, they wanted to become dominant in the Pacific, right? And they attacked China. And now it's sort of everything's reversing. Now China's coming after them. And China's borders are very closed, and you don't know much what's going on within China. So there's going to be some kind of switch or change that's going to really have to open them up and make a change within that government kind of thing. So there's something there. I don't know exactly what it is, but I know there's some kind of nuttiness that's going to happen with them. Going back to with air travel and stuff like that, um, I think I just feels like this might be the last year for people to take any big trips traveling for some time. So, if you're planning to go to France to buy a chateau one day, you might have to put on hold for a little bit and just wait it out, which I can see for a little bit. And then you can go in and probably pick up your chateau for dirt cheap. So, so much is unfolding right now in the world and how it, I love looking at the news and seeing how that is correlating with as above, so below, right? And seeing how that is unfolding to it all. And more of that shattered reality, more of that craziness, um, is we're gonna be seeing it. We're gonna be seeing where, you know, you're gonna try and push things, but the whole COVID thing is gonna take a back burner seat because other things are gonna come to the forefront, and they're going to be the ones that are gonna be becoming the priority. In the States, they are, backing down on the shot for their military, and that's because they need people to, enlist, into the military. So we're gonna see something happening there too, with the military and probably the draft, coming forward with that. So, it's just, I was just watching some stuff and then looked a little bit at my astrology today, and then I'm just like, "Wow, there's just so much crazy, so much crazy." And it's only 2 weeks into January, and we're already seeing the craziness develop into this year. So, hang on, hang on, because, I feel like we're going to be I don't know, I just got a picture of just sort of going down and just letting the storm happen. Let the storm happen above you, let the craziness happen above you, and you're just going below the radar. Just humming along below the radar, doing your stuff, living your life. Still being observant, still knowing what the hell's going on, but just let that all unfold as you go along and live your life below the radar and build the world that you want to build. That's what I see. And doing that, it's just you're gonna be in a harmonious world, more in a harmonious energy, um, you know, because you still have to live in this world. I mean, you can't, as much as you would love to back out of this world, you're still a part of it. You came down here for a reason. So, pretty crazy. So, anyways, that's about all I have to say as I'm rambling on here to you, and my nose is getting really stuffy, and I know I have to go blow my nose. So, I'm not gonna blow my nose on air. Uh, if you are wanting my 5-year predictions, and it's 2 hours long, get a let me know. It's $30, and it's downloadable, and I made sure that it's not just for 7 days, but it's good for longer. So, let me know and I can send that to you. So, and I take your e-transfers or PayPal to the gurumama@gmail.com. All over my Facebook. If you don't know, get a hold of me and then you'll know. So, have a blessed one, everybody, and we will talk to you guys very soon. All right? Blessed be. Happy Saturday. Bye-bye.